Hello everyone and welcome back to GSL Code A. I am Artosis alongside Wolf, and this is our second group of today.
I believe it's Group K, if I'm getting the letter correctly. Some really good players in this group. We've got Leenock, another one of our Taiwanese team players, Korean representing Korea in Taiwan, as well as trying to get back into Code S. Got Supernova, just recently joined Root Gaming like 30, 45 minutes ago.
That's right. If you haven't seen the news, congrats to Root Gaming and Supernova. He's been teamless, I think, for about 6 months now.
Yeah, and this guy's actually been through a lot of teams. I mean, this guy was originally on OGS, right?
Yeah.
Then went to MTW, I believe, before going to Azuba,
He did go to
before
MTW,
being teamless again. I almost want to say he was on, like, MYM or something for like a brief period of time.
Maybe. I mean, he definitely has jumped around a bit, and he's one of these guys that, despite sometimes joining foreigner teams, has or traveling teams like Azubu, he's still kept his level up. Like, this guy has more Code S's than almost anyone in the whole world.
Exactly. This guy is on top of the world, man. I'll never forget the times where he used to just come play his Code S matches in the GSL studio in Mokdong and just come by himself, leave by himself, whereas everyone else got their teammates to cheer him on. You know, got a lot of support from a coach. Super just comes, like, wins the group, and then just, like, walks out, you know, by himself. Really, really strong Terran player.
He is indeed, and you know, he's been one of the Terrans that has gotten in the last couple seasons, and hopefully he can continue that. But let's talk about the schedule for a minute. Coming up, Code S is going to have a little bit of a different schedule this season. Yeah, we're going to have 3 days a week, except for the third week, which will be a group selection, which will be done only in Korean, to my knowledge. Yeah. Wednesday and Friday, then we'll have the next week, the 27th and 28th, the first days of round of 16. And this schedule change is due to Korean Thanksgiving, also known as Chuseok, which will be taking place the following month. So to accompany that, so players can go home and see their families and whatnot, we're going to have that schedule. Yeah. And all of us foreigners out here can stock up on groceries and stay at home.
Exactly. You're going to probably, like, I'm going to get like 19 cans of tuna. So here are our current players. We have 5 Terrans, 10 Protosses, and 7 Zergs. Still Protoss heavy, but calm down, everybody. Only 1 Protoss in today so far.
Yeah, and you know what? This is looking better than the last couple seasons, at least for Terrans so far. You know, we were talking about that earlier. It's great to see some of these names and some repeats as well. Innovation, of course. How about we jump down to the Zerg and talk about that for a second? DRG popping back in. Always great to see him there. Dark is one of these guys that is really rising up. Like, every season we're like, God, oh my, what? Why is he so good? Yeah. Because he's ridiculously, insanely good. I'm telling you, this kid is going to go places in StarCraft II.
He absolutely does. His Code S consistency plus his play in Pro League has really proven a lot.
Kid is actually, when you watch him, you're like, oh my God, he's like really top end.
We've got such a solid lineup of Zergs this season. I mean, all the ones we had from the previous season of Code S, including True, are just so good. This is one of the best Zerg lineups we've had in a while, and it's not over yet. We could have the likes of Leenock and Effort joining the ranks as well.
Listen, I want to hear your predictions on today's group, because this is a really tough one for me, Wolf.
This is really hard to predict. I was originally feeling like Leenock and Supernova. Now I'm actually feeling like Terminator and Supernova, actually. The more I think about it. And my reasons are, I don't want to say Leenock has been underperforming, because he certainly has played very well.
He just did very well at DreamHack.
Yeah, he did very well at DreamHack. I feel like Terminator is very well prepared. Janair's had a lot of time because there was a week off of Pro League because they're playing second versus KT Rolster, which will happen next weekend. But I think he's had a lot of time to prepare for this. He's got a great amount of players to practice with, some really good Zergs like Rogue and True to train with. So I'm favoring him here, and if he beats Leenock, then I think he's going to get out of the group. And I'm not sure Leenock can take out Supernova in Effort. So,
you know, I got to kind of side with you. I also know that Leenock came back same day as me, which means he landed around the same time, and I'm jet lagged and tired, so he probably is too, so it could affect his play.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's actually going to be Terminator and Effort coming out of this group. I have a really bad feeling for poor Supernova this time, Wolf. I know he just keeps making it into Code S, but I don't know. The games that I've seen out of Effort, I'm so impressed with how good he actually is right now, and exactly what you're saying about Terminator. He's had plenty of time to prepare for this.
Absolutely. Let's go into game number 1, Leenock versus Terminator. This is Group K of the GSL Code A.
Starting in the top left, fresh off of a top 8 at DreamHack, he is
Yo Flash Wolves Leenock.
Played really well there.
Yeah.
Ended up losing to MC, and there's never any shame in losing to MC.
Never.
Guys are just too beastly.
Down to the bottom right, the Protoss player in the red.
GSL Green Wings Terminator.
I love that little blink we're doing at the end.
Yeah.
I thought it was a mistake the first time I saw it. I'm like, oh.
Well, Terminator's really consistently good. He's never been one of the best players on Gen Era, but he comes out from time to time. And he's one of those players that actually, when he plays in Pro League, you look at the roster and you think to yourself, okay, I'm really surprised they put him out today, but there must be a reason, and it usually shows. Even if he loses his game, you can see what he's got planned. He's a very intelligent player, often kind of a sniper for a map,
Sure.
if you will.
Well, we'll see how he does here. I mean, Leenock, you can absolutely never count out of a ZVP. His ZVP is like really good. He knows how to play an aggressive game. He knows how to play a macro game. And I think the most impressive thing about him, not something that like he's aiming for to do in a game, but the most impressive thing is his low econ late game. Best in the business, by far.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to argue that, don't bother, because you're wrong.
You're probably wrong, and you probably don't have any proof to back it up.
Like, how many times have we seen Leenock like get harassed to near death? He's like on 3 bases and has some infestors and some other random stuff, and then just stays alive for 25 minutes and beats you. Like, this actually happens with him all the time. He's really great if you give him, if you let him survive past a certain point in the game. He's very hard to kill, no matter what his economy is like.
It's true. I mean, Leenock's the type of player who will get bunkered at his natural. He'll get cannoned. And, you know, against Terran, he'll go 1 base infest, or against Protoss, I mean, who knows what he's going to do, but that's a scary thing. Double hatch before pool here after scouting this Nexus. Leenock not really sticking with the Korean meta here, going for a drone scout, does decide to skip that. Works out for him in this case. He's not being canned at all. It's pretty rare to see cannon on Sejong, but from time to time you do see Protoss players try to punish.
Yeah, you could see someone like SOS just build one next to the ramp and build about 7 pylons around it. You know, that happens.
Yeah. I mean, just when it comes to this matchup in general, I feel like Leenock may catch Terminator a bit off guard in game number 1 if he is doing some of that aggression, because no one in Pro League, no one in any of these Kespa leagues is actually playing a style quite like Leenock has shown throughout his career in this matchup. It's pretty rare. You do see players throw these builds in every once in a while, but Leenock pretty much consistently is somewhat aggressive, like through the mid game, late game, constantly attacking. And if Terminator is coming into this not expecting that, it could be pretty taxing for him.
Gotta agree with you on that one, Wolf. But this game, he actually has gone for like a really, really economic build.
Yeah.
Double hatch before the spawning pool, still no gas over 5 minutes in. So it seems like he's setting himself up for some big macro. And I'm actually kind of happy to see that, because the thing is, aggression can be hit or miss, I would say, especially on this map. I always feel very, very safe when I see it, myself or another Protoss go for like even 3 bases here. I feel like it's pretty hard to break. It's a long walk, and you know, while there's some okay surface area, there's this little piece in the middle that we see right there, and it really divides up the army. So I'm glad to see he's going a little bit more macro-oriented here.
Yeah. It doesn't mean he's not going to attack in the mid game, but yeah, like you said, the reason why he probably won't, or at least is less likely to, is because of the positioning of that 3rd base. The starport here, Stargate, excuse me, is scouted by those Lings, also by the Overlord. And he's going to want to lurk around here to see if it's an Oracle. In fact, it is. Really common to go Oracle. Phoenix builds have almost all but died out in Korea these days. Yeah,
unless you get someone like Rain, you're not as likely to see him. I think that's correct as well. And look at this. This is Warp Gate Rush behind the Oracle. We saw this earlier today. We saw this at DreamHack. Probably some other places as well that I haven't caught up on yet.
Yeah, you haven't caught up on Pro League yet. Did happen there too.
Yeah, this is becoming a really powerful and popular build, just like the Phoenix into Warp Gate Rushes, where you don't expect it because Oracle almost always goes into a macro play, a 3rd base.
All right, so he sees these Lings. He wants to go ahead and hide the attack. Lings are going to come over and check for that 3rd base. There is an Overlord checking that there are no gases at the natural, meanwhile, so that's a bit suspicious.
His speed is pretty late. He's still making drones. Once we get that pylon up, he could be in a lot of trouble, man. These gateways are finishing.
Great pylon location there.
Yeah, look at how many stalkers he's making against a speed that's not done yet. This is very scary for Leenock.
Double Evos as well, not going to be useful here.
Has no idea what's going on yet.
Roach Warren just now started.
Oh, still has no idea what's going on. Oh, this is so rough. Oh, well, now his Overlord actually sees no gases, so I think he's just going to check the third with those Lings and be like, oh, I think I'm probably dead.
Yeah, he
I think that's
has
exactly what's going on.
no idea. 54 drones here.
Yeah.
All right, 26 Lings, 28 Lings, and a Spine. As soon as he has no 30, he also sees this at the exact same moment. And that slow Ling force versus this many Stalkers plus the Oracle.
Oh, man.
And all these Overlords.
So many Overlords out here. He's going to be grossly supply capped.
He's not even rallying all of them back. Might even like...
Yeah, this is like... The amount of this supply cap is going to be insane.
Time Warp goes down here. Slow Lings against Zealots here. Spinecrawler has to be canceled. These Lings are going down. He's actually fighting the Queen with an Oracle. The Lings will come over here now to try to help out here, but you just kite against those Lings, and this is probably just the end. I mean, look at the army supply. Nearly 50 to 26. Drones fighting Zealots. GG.
Yeah.
Didn't scout it, didn't see it, didn't know it was coming.
A little bit sad about that. He was just caught completely off guard, so Terminator gets the win. Not too telling of how Leenock's day is going to go, to be honest. It doesn't, you know, he missed what the build was. But it makes me sad because a lot of the time this is exactly how Leenock loses. Some sort of 2-base attack hits him before he can get any sort of economy going. And not that he's even like a greedy player. He's not like the old school ret where we just like, well, he's going to make too many drones maybe. Yeah. You know, it's not like that. It's not like he's this player that is always caught like that. But a lot of his losses are exactly like this.
Yeah. He just didn't see, you know, and didn't react quick enough. Played. He had a lack of information and took the wrong choice based off of that. Rather than playing safe, he chose to play a bit greedy. And Terminator wins as a result. Game number 1 is over. As you
Game number 2 is overgrowth.
Yes, that is true.
Right. Well, it's the common pick for Zerg versus Protoss, but the thing is Protoss doesn't really mind this map too much. It's got some good points for Protoss as well. It is pretty comfortable. But of course, Zerg can macro pretty heavily on it.
Leenock adjusting his monitor a little bit here. Doesn't seem to be too shaken by his loss.
No, he's like consummate professional. Come on, this guy has been around since Season 1. He's like won so much money. He's won plenty of tournaments. He's gotten deep in GSL countless times. You can't shake this kid.
No, definitely not.
You know the movie Unbreakable?
No,
Leenock stars in Unshakable.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know Unbreakable, but
it's not very good. Don't bother.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that Leenock's in the feature sequel. That's probably much better.
If it's got Leenock in it, for sure it's better.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Game number 2. We'll find out if Leenock can tie things up or if he's going to drop down the losers match here in Group K of the GSL Code A.